Now we're going to toss it over to John and our Sunrise panel for What's Trending.
Thank you so much, Joey. That's right. I'm joined with our Sunrise panelists this morning. We have Natasha Herzig, Jay Walker, and Martha Guzman.
Good morning.
Good morning, you all. Thank you so much for joining us again this Friday for this edition of What's Trending. And of course, first topic that I want to get to this morning is the Manti Te'o saga.
Not again.
I know, it continued. What did I tell you? I said it was going to continue, and here it is. Renaya Sosopo, I can't say his last name.
Sosopo.
There you go.
Thank
you, Jay.
Nice.
All right. Thank you for that help. He came clean to Dr. Phil in an interview, and that was yesterday that it aired. He says during his fake impersonation of Manti Te'o's girlfriend, quote unquote, Lene Kukua, that he developed feelings of love. He also said that when he came clean to Manti, that it was him behind this whole thing, that he cried and felt bad. He kind of described it like a breakup. He also said that he is working to recover from homosexuality, which he compared to being a recovering drug addict, to recovering like being a drug addict. So very interesting things that he had to say there. So my question to you is, what are your thoughts on his confessions, and do you think he needs to take further responsibility for this hoax?
Well, personally, I think he needs some help.
Mm-hmm.
I think he needs some psychiatry. He needs he's got some issues. But John, we got to be done with this thing. I mean,
oh, come on, Jay. I know you have an opinion. You're holding back.
My opinion is that it's gone way too far. I mean, I really don't think that people at this point are really caring, except for the people that are really just, oh, I love Manti Te'o, and I feel so sorry for him, and this other guy. The other guy obviously needs a lot of help. The guy obviously has a lot of feelings towards Manti and lived that through this woman that never existed, and again, no crimes were committed, and to me it's just a bunch of stupid hype that we wish we could go on to something else in our world. I don't mean here in our What Trending thing. I mean in the world. We got bigger things than we got bigger fish to fry than this crap.
All right, so Jay's over it, but I know that these two are not. So
first, it should be a crime to do something like that.
Yes.
I just love that it proved me right in the past 2 weeks to say that Manti did not know about it from the very beginning. He did know about it at the end. We can't say what we would have done in that situation unless you have been stopped and had somebody obsessed with you. You just do not know what it is like. You feel helpless, you feel hopeless, you feel out of control. If I was Manti, I would make sure that I could find every way to civilly and criminally get him in every way. I don't know what's wrong with this person. It's absolutely.
Well, he went along with it for a little while. I mean, he wasn't totally.
I didn't say that he didn't. At the end, he did. Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Because I'm sure of the embarrassment. I'm not saying that I would do that. I don't know what I would do in that situation, but I can definitely understand Manti going with it towards the end. I mean, there was so much hype around him with losing his girlfriend and his grandma that now, what, your girlfriend never even existed? That's embarrassing.
Yeah, it did. It built up to a thing, and I feel like it built up so much that he just kind of went along with it.
Well, he lost a boyfriend, and he's not even gay, so there you go.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
He said Manti's not gay. The other
That's
one
what I'm saying.
Admitted that he could be.
I was trying to be funny.
Yeah, if I were Manti, I would want this whole thing to go away.
Yes.
It's embarrassing. Okay, I believe now that he was a victim. He was naive, and he was the victim of this hoax, and then, at the end, he kind of lied to go with it because he didn't know what to do. But this other person, he's come out and he's confessed. He has issues. If I were the victim of this, I would want, to seek justice, but what can you do at this point? I would just want it to go away.
Yeah.
And I want this whole story to go away. And I don't know what this other person's motivations are. Is he trying to seek fame? Money.
Exactly. It's kind of, he said that he told Manti, because he actually confronted him on that. He said, no, I'm not trying to seek anything like that. That's just how it is. I just want to let you know that it was me. But my other issue here is the girl whose pictures they were using this whole time that Renaya was using. I mean, I think she's the one who needs to take legal action.
Right.
He basically stole her identity and pretended to be her to
Yep.
someone else. I mean, I think that's a crime. People, I know people have done that before in the past, and I mean, there's nothing charged about it. And they could really get the other person into some serious hot water.
That's why there should be some type of legal action, because what this does is we all know that people see things on TV and begin to imitate it in real life. And people will continue to do things like this and harass and stalk and take over other people's identity to get to other people. It's wrong.
We're all
Absolutely.
vulnerable. Someone can take our picture from Facebook, from the social media sites, and we don't know who's impersonating us.
It's
It is
scary. Yeah. All right. Well, for us being over it, we sure spent a lot of time talking about it. So we're gonna move on though.
No more Manti. No more Manti.
No more Manti. Hopefully not. Hopefully this will put the nail in the coffin, but we'll see. I don't think it's going to be the last time we hear about it, Jay.
We're being forewarned.
We don't need a coffin. She didn't really die.
Oh, jeez. Anyways, coming up next on What's Trending, we're going to be talking about Ray Lewis and his drug-enhancing allegation scandal that just arrived 1 week prior to the Super Bowl. Yeah, we'll be talking about that after the break. Welcome back, everyone, to What's Trending here on Sunrise, where we are moving on to our next topic, which is the Boy Scouts are looking to end their gay ban. Of course, this is what's going on right now. The Boy Scouts of America are looking to end it, and it does not, this is what the ban is on. It doesn't allow openly gay scouts or leaders to join in the organization. Now, about 50 local united groups and several corporations and charities have concluded that the ban violates their non-description requirements and have actually ceased providing financial aid to the Boy Scouts. And in 2000, the U.S. Supreme Court concluded that the Boy Scouts had a First Amendment right of free expression when it came to the organization's belief that homosexual conduct is inconsistent with the values stated in the Scout Oath, requiring Scouts to be morally straight. All right, so there's the background on all that. So my question to you guys as the panel is, it was already granted by the Supreme Court, so do you think the Boy Scouts organization has a moral right to fight the ban, and is there any resolution to this?
Well, first of all, the Boy Scouts of America, the group, the head office, they're the ones that are finally saying that we're going to allow this. They're actually, the Boy Scouts main office is actually running that organization, well, like our country should be ran. I mean, because they're trying to, they went to all the sub-chapters of Boy Scouts and said, and all these people are saying, hey, you know, we want this, we want this, we want this. And they finally listened to their people and they said, okay, man, we're going to make it a state-by-state or a chapter-by-chapter decision. And we're allowing that. I mean, they're at the head of the head office is actually listening to the people, kind of like I wish our government would listen to us. You know, it's the same thing. And I think that if, you know, chapter by chapter basis, if that's what they need and that's what they want to do, then I don't think they need to fight because, like I said, the main office is already for it as it is.
All right, Martha?
Well, I think that they should allow, I mean, first of all, what does it matter what your sexual orientation is? The Boy Scouts, you learn survival skills, you learn, you know, you go out camping, you learn about nature. Why should it matter? I think it needs to be inclusive. No. What are we teaching our children? That we need to discriminate against others because they're different? I think that they should allow and move on and focus on what they do.
Yeah. Natasha?
Come on, help me out here.
She's torn.
I am.
I am. I made it sound like I wasn't, but I am.
I am, but I have to say, oh my gosh, I agree with Martha. And I do agree that it shouldn't matter just because of your sexual orientation. It doesn't make you a pedophile or that you're possibly going to molest a child. There are pedophiles who are not gay who still molest young boys. They're not seen as that. But I believe that our constitutional right for being in a private organization is that you have the right to choose who you do and do not want in your organization. And for that, that's why I feel torn.
So, I mean, what's the resolution here, though? You think chapter by chapter?
Chapter by chapter.
Martha,
I mean,
do you agree with that? chapter by chapter?
I mean, they're ultimately going to have to decide chapter by chapter, but I think they should just be inclusive. It shouldn't matter. You shouldn't ask. Just focus on what you do and teach your survival skills. Teach these kids to be productive citizens in the community, and it shouldn't be an issue.
Right.
Well, it shouldn't be, but I mean, the bottom line is that just because you're homosexual or not, or if you are, and you're the adult, and you've got these younger children, and they're not. I mean, people are going to have those questions whether anything's happening there or not, and it's a tough one. I mean, it's a tough subject.
Well, it's very stereotypical to think that's like saying all gay men have some type of disease or something. It's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. They should be allowed to be there without question.
I absolutely see what you're saying, but at the same time, do you let a convicted bank robber be the janitor of the closing bank that night?
That's not the same thing.
It isn't. You're right.
It's absolutely not the same thing.
It's close.
No, it's
not. Okay, I'm not close either. No.
Natasha says no, Jay. I don't think you're gonna. I
would hope that you're doing background checks on whoever is going to be working with our children. So it wouldn't matter if you're a bank robber or convicted felon, whatever. That's going to be disclosed, and we're not going to want them near our children, regardless of what their sexual orientation is. But if they're going to just follow the curriculum, these are what the Boy Scouts are teaching. These are, then stick to what the curriculum is, and it shouldn't matter.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and move on to Ray Lewis and his drug-enhancing allegations, which just came out this week. Now, basically, they were talking about whether Lewis did or did not take a banned substance found in, of all things, deer antler spray in hopes of recovering faster from torn triceps. Now, he is on the Ravens team. They're going to the Super Bowl Sunday. I mean, this all comes out now, so the timing could be calculated on this. I'm not too sure. But do you think Ray Lewis is telling the truth? He has denied the allegations. And do you think this is just a ploy to spoil his retirement and last Super Bowl shot?
Girls?
Well, we've all seen we've seen a lot of athletes deny allegations. Lance Armstrong. And so I've kind of, unfortunately lost faith in these athletes and whether or not they're telling the truth. This is a survival of the fittest type industry. You're out there, you're competing, you're paid millions of dollars, you're expected to perform. There's an extreme amount of pressure for you to perform, and they're going to the Super Bowl. So, do I think, there's something going on there, some substance abuse or, in drug-enhancing, performance-enhancing drugs? Yeah, possibly.
Yeah. Do you think he'll come out and admit to it maybe after the fact?
Well, I'm not sure if he'll admit to it, but maybe there's going to be more information that comes out that forces him to come clean, like it usually happens.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to. Leave him alone. He's about to go into retirement. Let him go to the Super Bowl. It's not even about is he doing it or is he not, because if somebody really truly thought they should have done this a long time ago. When people are really good at what they do, there's always somebody wanting to bring them down, and that's what this is. Leave the poor guy alone. The Niners still should win, but I'm just saying, leave him alone.
Uh-oh, Niners fan over here.
The people that bring up stories like this are the same people that want us to watch the Super Bowl. They bring these stories up because they want to cause all this excitement, all this thing. I truly believe that it was something that was leaked from inside the NFL office, something from those people that help with the ratings. I don't believe for a second that he's done any of these. I may be wrong, but I would just think it's all about hype. It's all about building controversy before the biggest game, and it doesn't really matter because Ray Lewis is gonna retire without a Super Bowl ring, and this is the way it's going.
So you're saying publicity stunt?
I'm sorry, you're right. He's not going to have enough. Yes, it's absolutely publicity. It's all about the ratings. What can we do to get more people to watch this?
Yeah, I'm sure everyone will be watching Beyonce. But that's another topic at Super Bowl Sunday. All right, we'll be talking about that, I'm sure.
When you're watching the Fun Factory. All right.
All right, shameless plug.
Yes.
All right, we're going to go ahead and toss a break. Thank you all for joining us again.
Thank you.
Some good points today. And we're going to have Joey coming up with your weather.